less tactics, more headshots.
More headshots, more better, as they do say in the Benelux scene. It's going to be WINSTRIKE, of course, trying to knife it out a little bit better this time. And maybe, possibly, pick that T side, because that's what Secret did in the previous map. And that was really, really a surprising factor.
I think maybe that's kind of a part of it as well. You know, the knife round is one thing, it's one certain indicator. But I think the pistol rounds are going to be more important. You know, in this case around, you saw Team Secret win both the T side pistol round and the CT pistol round. So if they can pull that off again, then I might say that, okay, this is definitely going to be Team Secret, their game. We'll have to see it now in a moment as we do get into that knife round. And, the stabs are flying to and fro, but this time it looks to be more decisively in WINSTRIKE their hands. Synopsy can get two knife stabs out of it, 2 knife kills, but in the end WINSTRIKE do grab that knife round, and that might just be the start that they need on Dust 2.
Let's see what side I will start on, and indeed it will be that, of course, favored CT side, or at least you imagine a favored CT side. It might work out for him. Maybe it will just be Team Secret once again, going rather aggressive from the start, at least controlling the pace. And on Dust 2, you can really do that SAT as well. You can go for very early fights, or you can say, well, let's just leave it open for now and go for a different push later on. Usually, that also indicates you might go for either a mid-take or an A-short. Later in towards the round, if you didn't control that A-long from the get-go, it's going to be near impossible to get it going for yourself.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see that now, where that control is really going to go. I do worry, you know, if Dust 2 does go the ways of Team Secret, then, that might be a very, very dangerous situation that WINSTRIKE could be getting in. We'll see that now, though, as a little bit of shots were traded around mid, but no damage was actually dealt. Now, Team Secret here deciding to go for the good old mid, B via mid. Got the smokes popping off now. Nickelback will also see that, can call that information to his team.
They're going for an A split possibly, because you see one player only moving up. Synopsy is the player indeed to go towards mid, but the rest will go via short or one via a long. There will be 3 players sitting by from the WINSTRIKE side, as there will be a run boost as well, just to make things juicy. The tag is already there towards Chris, but they also have to deal with the player on side, and this is a 2-man hold possibly to come out from WINSTRIKE to play into perfection. Lion already with 2 frags of his own. Now the player from long will also aggress, as Simsy takes down 1 player on towards Lackey, of course a rotator. Simsy actually gets 2. That brings things into a more favorable position for the side of Secret, yet they can't make it work as they lose yet another player and make that 2 players less, leaving only Synopsy alive to ace clutch. But, well, with 40 seconds left, and of course the players from WINSTRIKE playing rather passively, that should be hard. But with drive-by headshots like that, there might be a chance until Kristen makes it work. 1-0. Finally, the first pistol round won by WINSTRIKE.
Yeah, maybe it's just this pistol round that WINSTRIKE actually needs to get themselves started. See it in a moment now, as this is of course the start of the map. The pistol round is of course a little bit indicative, and it usually does mean that those first few rounds will go in favor of that team, but we have seen it in rare circumstances thrown around a little bit, where that pistol round then was the only thing won by the one team, and where the other team on their force, of course, in this case also happening for Team Secret, came back quite convincingly. Although I don't really see that happening just yet, as Team Secret is going for a, well, sort of similar position, really. 2 players down mid, and the rest also coming in from tunnels once again. Maybe this time around they will actually go for B and not for faking it out.
Of course, without a bomb plant, no real rifles to be picked up by Secret apart from that AK. And of course a scout, which is officially also a rifle. Some deagles to work with, as there's going to be the push coming in. Red Faction trying to bait out his team members, as of course it's easier to refrag rather than to entry frag. It's going to be some utility to be thrown out from either party. 2 players close towards the A side. Nickelback with the MP9 and also now aligned with that M4 in towards Goose. And will he be the Goose to get the frags? Well, he won't be, actually spotting out the player on towards side. Simsy gets 1. Red Faction with a follow-up on towards Nickelback. And there's still 1 man on towards A long. 1 on towards crossover as well. But as Percy is easy to upgrade, it's going to be only Bondic alive. And this seems to be one of the cleanest force buys we've ever seen.
Yeah, indeed. Bondic here only has... never mind. He's already down. He did manage to frag out Synopsy in the end. But with that being the only frag that WINSTRIKE managed to get there, it's not exactly the cleanest round on their part. Almost, well, they were cleaned out completely now. And Team Secret do manage to make that one situation happen where you see that second round force bar actually coming around and winning them.
That means that now or at least a win for Secret, not for WINSTRIKE. It always grinds my gears, as of course those names are really messing with your mind. Same as yesterday, Hellraisers and Heretics.
Yeah, they've both got that like hair start, and it does indeed make things a little bit difficult. Elian, though, he also likes making things difficult as he gets a lovely headshot frag. Now continues, Lack in the meantime takes one of the players out with that deagle. Elian, there we go, we've got the second coming in. But there is some damage dealt to the WINSTRIKE players, but the problem is that only damage isn't quite enough. It's SMF and Synopsy now as the last people standing, and indeed, Nickelback gets a frag on SMF logically because SMF just didn't expect him to already be there in his back. Now only Synopsy is left. He's moving to the B-bomb side. He gets one frag. Will he get more? That remains to be seen because he's being flanked and gets the second. The third isn't quite there as the spray down, or well, the spray transfer isn't that successful. But maybe he could battle this out. If WINSTRIKE is overly aggressive.
Oh, this might be a key position. Goes for yet another frag, tries to go for it. He follow on towards Nickelback, but eventually the ace clutch will be denied, and now we have a 2-2-1. Force Mania coming through, as WINSTRIKE will be able to once more take the lead after, of course, also winning that pistol. Anarchaz instantly going for a scout of his own, as there will be an attempt made to possibly force buyback. I do imagine WINSTRIKE to be slightly better geared at this moment in time. We also have to mention at least 3 players were killed in the end by Synopsy, and that's still some decent damage being dealt. Scout looking, Galil's to be picked up by the Secret members, of course, still slightly hurt by them not having that bomb plant, and of course that also means they have less AKs to work with.
And less AKs to work with also means less opportunities for Team Secret. You also see quite a bit of damage on them now to start things off with. And with that now, WINSTRIKE still fighting those equal odds. And we'll see them getting the first frag in. And now we do see SMF coming back. Double kill for him even. And with that now, we see that the rounds could very much be going towards Team Secret here.
It's going to be Percy standing by, playing the slow game. He will get some frags in on his own, but he will actually go down. SMF in the meantime already on towards the side, brings it in towards a, well, equal side in favor of Secret, and they will force it back. 2-on-2. Force Mania once more to come in, and so far it seems as if we're going to have a little bit of a tennis match, and I do like me some tennis matches.
Really? I thought you liked golf.
I've played tennis in the past.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you told me medical chairs.
You told me that in the car. That's right. You did play.
The big problem is it's very hard to get your face on towards the golf ball. So I figured I'd just put it on the golf ball.
Yeah, golf ball is definitely more efficient. I will give you that.
It looks fancy as well. Because you can say I play golf.
It's a bit more sophisticated. And speaking of sophisticated, I do love that sophisticated camera angle there from next to the bins. And Anarchaz now opens it up well enough, takes out Elian. And with that, we see the 2v2 in around numbers. Percy, though, here he tries, and he doesn't succeed just yet, but SMF in the meantime can take out Bondic. You see Lackey peeking in, but Synops in the meantime also takes off, or takes down Nickelback. Quite a few frags for the Team Secret side, but also quite a bit of damage on them.
It's going to be Lackey eventually falling to Synopsy as well, as of course he's always fragging. And now we only have Kristen alive. In 1v5, he goes down as well. That's a clean frag, but Mech 10 from Red Affection makes it back in towards a favorable position for Secret, now actually getting the lead as well. And from all these force buys, of course, there will be one winner, meaning we now have actually WINSTRIKE on towards an eco. That means Secret most likely to extend their lead to 2 rounds, bringing it to a 4-2 lead.
And indeed, that eco, though, we've seen some really good eco damage coming at times, you know, so don't underestimate it, but let's see what WINSTRIKE makes out of it. They could be going for a certain stack somewhere, or indeed, oh, are they going to set up a crossfire around mid? No, doesn't quite look like it, as the movements are now being decided, and eventually they do take up positions, with Team Secret opting for that long control. Utility flying in now, Nickelback flashed out, smoke coming into really bother him now, but he might push through that. And yes, he does. The flash is good, but Percy, his spray down is better. As SMF gets a double kill himself as well, and Rarefaction finishes it off. Lackey being fragged out. And so we do see Team Secret getting that 4th round, as you accurately predicted. But with that, I still do see WINSTRIKE being 2 rounds behind. A manageable number. Seen way worse results, and we're still only in the start of this first half. But I will reiterate it. It is vital for WINSTRIKE to win Dust 2. If they don't win this, it is painting a very, very nasty picture for them looking ahead. Because then I do wonder where that 3rd map is going to go. And Dust 2 is still quite the contentious one, of course. You've got 57 versus 67% win rate. And honestly, as I see that, I well, look ahead and I worry.
Ryan's not worried at this moment in time, but he will be flashed out with the AWP in hand. And NRK now gaining some map control. They're moving on towards short, yet bomb still to cross. That might indicate that they might still go for a mid to B. At least they're trying to push back these CTs and make do with what they can. AWP with a line now actually gone towards Scar. Trying to peek in towards long as well, but look at this push coming in from the tails. Oh, Rarefaction, your timing is off! But still he's alive, not being tagged up at all, as he will be eventually traded out by NRK. That brings it into a 4-4, but it brings it into a very weak spot of the B-bomb side, and well, with a push from mid, that's going to be again control for the Secret members, and now also most likely around, as Chris did spot a player in towards lower tunnels. That will be Percy falling back. And once more, the bomb will be planted. And I dare to say, WINSTRIKE, with this setup they currently have, no kit, no utility, and a glass cannon AWP, already going for the save.
And indeed, you do seem to be right, as we see those players now falling back towards A long, deciding to hunker down in the pit. That will be their resting spot for the rest of this round. Oh, but maybe there could be a frag coming in here for a moment, if I believe that was Nickelback holding towards the T spawn area. Frags out. Oh, no, it's actually Percy here coming up now. And the player just around the corner,
I
that's
think
Prison.
he heard him. I think he heard a player, yet that's not really the player to focus on. The player he has to focus on is very close by, indeed. Kristen standing by with a frag of his own. Wants to upgrade to the AK, but he's a little bit hesitant as he's scared of a shot from by. No damage really being done regardless. And now a 5-2. Team Secret still in a very favorable position, and a new buy round not working out for WINSTRIKE.
No, absolutely not. You see how this is really less than ideal. Team Secret already starting to build up considerable reserves, I'd say. I mean, look at Anarka's 9,000, Synopsy 7,600, SMF also 9,000. This is some very, very solid amounts. It's some pretty cash in the bank.
Well, Chris will be flashed out, will be pushed out as well by Synopsy. Oh, no, one tap on towards Nickelback. And he's such an incredible opening fragger, doing the work for his team. Seems, RJ, you might have been right, as WINSTRIKE is currently struggling on towards their own map pick, but so I have to reiterate, Team Secret has been strong on their team side so far. An insane flick to come out on towards Rarefaction, and he loses Lackey, and Ernest is still holding at Palm Tree. Looking at that short position, waiting for the upper to peek in, and there it will be, but the Lion actually wants more of a headshot of his own. Brings it into a 3-on-2 with his last player remaining, Bondik, trying to pick up a weapon most likely on towards short. We're actually at top mid, of course, as Anarchist died there. But then they have 2 AWPs, and RJ, that's not really the best setup to go for a retake with. And thus they're trying to save, dealing damage by the minute. Taking down SMF as well, only 2 more players remaining on the Team Secret side. Do they really care? Well, it at least hurts them. But the problem is that they still have more than enough money to buy, as you said yourself. A few players around at 9,000 mark.
Yeah, and they will have that money to buy. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Knife.
Aww, I do love seeing those knives, but sadly not this time. Of course, I won't be seeing Ime knifing out again either. He'll still be in our hearts every time that someone gets a knife, right? And Team Secret, they get their 6th round, and once again they are starting to look towards a solid first half score if they keep this up just a little while longer. Synopsy also with those dirty one-taps, you know, he is very good at those. Frag Nickel back there, and I bet Synopsy could hit a nickel from 50 meters ahead.
Wow.
Can you imagine it like
Nice.
that? Yeah, yeah. It's just, that's what came up in my mind when I saw it happen.
I think my riddles are slightly better.
Your what?
My riddles.
Well,
I
I
have
haven't
to-
heard. I haven't
no.
heard of riddles.
The
Did
problem
you?
is that we've already seen these teams.
Yeah, but did you give me a riddle yesterday? You didn't, right?
No, I don't think so. But
I'm so sad.
I've
What about
already
what if Maniac wants to participate in the riddles? He's right here now, and you've been disappointing him.
Ooh. Well, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like my riddles because they're really, really hard. Apparently, because you can't really answer them.
Oh no, I don't. I think that doesn't say anything about your riddles. I think that says more about my intelligence.
Oh, that's a very good chance.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe I'll.
I've never claimed to be the sharpest tool in the shed, my dear compadre.
Oh, that's true.
But
like,
yeah, it's a good thing that I'm so good at making myself seem somewhat intelligent at times. When I,
it's just the accent.
yeah, it really is really. It does a lot. It does a lot for me. I can tell you that. But anyway, let's see what Team Secret can do for themselves if they now get that 7th round in. And oh, loving these camera angles. Observers doing some quality work. Utility being thrown in. And a line here. He's holding off short, but it is looking to be long this time. Although that bomb could still go anywhere right now.
He's at least being boosted up, trying to get some control. But as you said, they're pushing through long. Will be a player on towards side as Chrisen with the M4. Not really the best weapon to hold it off, but at least he can dish out some damage. Now swapping places with a line. Just missing the shot on towards Enerkes, and he's now trying to hold on himself. Nades flashes everything falling out. And a line, he knows he can't go for the fight because then he most likely will die. Look at how close already Team Secret has come towards his side. Flashes to come in on towards Ram. Nickelback throwing in an incendiary. It will be Nickelback also with the opening frag together with a Lion. Lucky gets one in return. They threw away the bomb because, of course, the first player to enter shouldn't really have it. And that was maybe a little bit of an oversight coming in from the Secret members. We get in a 1v5 for Renekas, trying to at least repeat what he did before and get a 4K, but he can only get one. A 6-3 lead still in favor of Team Secret. But this was just very sloppy. Of course, with the mollies being in place from the side of WINSTRIKE, they couldn't go for the plant regardless. They figured, just drop it here, come back later. But it also means you're temporarily without a gun.
Yeah, I do like how the utility setup initially from Team Secret seemed to be quite good. You know, you had your smoke walls, your flashes were coming in, but then you could see how the players were kind of forced to, how one of the players, for example, really peeked in there, missed, well, I don't want to say an obvious fight, but still one that he shouldn't have lost. And then in the end, you've got a player like Anarchus stuck there fighting a 1v for a 1v5, and, well, not much of a chance he stands. We'll see now, though, if this time round WINSTRIKE can actually start their own little streak. But as Chrisen frags out Synopsy and Percy goes down, of course, the beloved IGL on the Team Secret side, I don't look too favorably onto this next round. Ratifaction there does take out Bondic, but will he achieve more than that? We do see now that bomb is moving there. Anarchus is putting up close though, and indeed he gets punished for that. Lackey kills him with his USB in hand while he flies onto window, but they don't really dare almost, I'd say, cross onto the bomb site. Now they should be able to commit to a plant, especially with this molly flying in again. Ratifaction actually takes out Lackey though, with, I believe, a spray through the smoke. Holding the flank, because you do know that they don't want to do that. But then he doesn't win the fight. And SMF, well, he's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. He gets fragged by Nickelback, and then the defuse is going to come in, and WINSTRIKE take their 4th round.
Yeah, slightly awkward right there. Also, of course, WINSTRIKE having a very good shot at least clearing out Enerkes due to the wall bang coming in from a line as Enerkes crossed. Brought him to 7 HP. That's more than enough to have a easy frag with the USP to come in. And now we have a 6-4 scoreline. Bomb plant, at least granting some money to the Secret members. Granting them the chance to, with drops, buy up once more. Percy will be helped out by one of his teammates, as there will be once more, of course, the AWP on towards Enerkes. He's trying to open things up. He needs to get the opening kill, and then from that point onwards, there might be a very big weak spot on the side of WINSTRIKE. With now them running on towards a double AWP. And that might just be the key to make it in towards an equal score, because if they win this round, most likely Secret will have to go on a pistol armor or eco. Unless, of course, they do get that bomb plant in the line. Going aggressive will get a lag shot or a wall bang on towards Enerkes. But Enerkes, he doesn't need a wall, he doesn't need lags. He just brings it home and gets the first frag of his own. Leaving now Lackey, the sole upper standing, also to fall to Enerkes. Let's do opening frags. Soon to be followed up by a short push, it seems, by the Secret members. Yeah, they're still spread out quite thinly. One player on towards tunnels, that's most likely Red Faction as he usually lurks there. And then the rest of the team moving up towards short. No players contesting as Synopsy now takes down one. A little bit sloppily on towards Nickelback, but it works in the end. Leaving only Bondic and Kristen alive. Make that Bondic as Percy goes for an aggressive play on towards CT. And we have this Ukrainian powerhouse, a veteran, trying to stand by, but well, he knows as well this won't be a round won by themselves, yet by Team Secret now going towards 7.
I do not believe so, and indeed Bondic, he does get a nice frag and SMF there in the meantime. He's going to get the second. Yes, he will. As Percy goes down, Radfaction though pushes in, and eventually he can frag him out. Of course, I still see, well, a bit of a financial advantage on the Team Secret side, although at the same time, WINSTRIKE there, look at the line. He has quite a bit of cash, but I'd say that both teams are kind of, once they go through this buy, a bit strapped for cash. So interesting how that was played out, but in the end the result is there for Team Secret. Mainly thanks to Synopsy, his lovely frag there coming in, preventing a nasty flank from also showing up.
Not the cleanest spray, but it will work, and if you're in the air, it's hard to counter fire. It will be 7-4. Team Secret already going for more aggression. This is something we've seen from Secret in their favor really well. They go for those aggressive pushes, and WINSTRIKE just gave too much respect on their T side in the previous map.
Yeah, and I do believe that, you know, Team Secret, they can get away with certain aggressive pushes. And it works sometimes, but not always. And look, this time as well, you see this engagement. I think it has to kind of be the right player on the Team Secret side to try and push that out. Nickelback, though, that's a very good hold by him. He takes out Synopsy immediately. And now, what chaos goes around as Nickelback is suddenly the last man standing. And now Team Secret can eventually get onto that bomb site. But Nickelback here might actually hold him off a little while longer because indeed he can spot out Percy. And the bomb is now also down. He should realize someone probably hopped through to car, and he is anticipating that angle well enough. But right now, if he's going to push through window, oh, we see this engagement. He misses a critical shot. And with that, Team Secret now, sadly, oh, well, they do win this round, and sadly for WINSTRIKE, they keep kind of struggling around that 4-round mark because, well, you know, they've been on that for a little while now, and I don't really see them coming back from that. And as I've said before, I'm going to reiterate it. Dust 2 is a very important map for WINSTRIKE to win. This is their own map pick, but also, if they don't win this one, it's going to be 2-0 for Team Secret, and it's going to be a chance now for WINSTRIKE, or well, for Team Secret to make it that 3-0 situation. I didn't consider it as really being possible. I found it highly unlikely, but if they get put onto Mirage, and that is not really a good map by WINSTRIKE, their track record, then I honestly worry. I really do.
Still, it seems as if WINSTRIKE is trying to do something in return. Yet they're just running out with one pistol on towards short and AWP standing by to get a frag. Now they're already low, trying to go for one-by-one engagements. They're slightly grouping up sometimes, but sometimes it's just not good enough. They don't put in the pressure they need to. As I said before in the previous round where we did have a full buy coming down from WINSTRIKE, they weren't able to at least put pressure on early. They were pressured on early because Team Secret just has one player with a few flashbangs of his teammates running in and getting the frags. A lion beautiful 1-deek on towards Percy, but this 1-1-deek, it won't win them the round because of course the B side is open. They will be planting soon. And that means yet another round goes in favor of the Secret side, as they don't even need a bomb plant because Red Faction is just standing by and the line is speaking against 3 players, which theoretically you should not win apparently.
Really now?
No.
That's wild.
I've tried it many times and apparently also for me it doesn't work.
Huh. Well, I wouldn't have ever thought it, but indeed Team Secret now 9th round in and looking towards the end of this first half. That is a definite 3-round advantage for them, and I dare say that is once again looking worse and worse for the WINSTRIKE side. They got the pistol round, they got the 9th round, so they're starting on the side that they want to start on. But Team Secret so far showing some really strong T sides. Now Nickelback here, even if he is flashed off, flashed out, it doesn't really matter so much because you can still get that double kill in there. Potentially could have actually won WINSTRIKE the round now so far because Team Secret with 2 men down is very, very tough odds to be fighting against.
It's going to be Nickelback once more aggressing towards short as Bondic will be tagged up. Nickelback going down himself as Synopsy from close range in the smoke. We'll see the hand pop up. Take it away. It's now back to a 4-on-3, but Percy is desperately low. They still have to at least create an opening on towards a single side. Look at the push coming down from B tunnels. There's a player more towards the T-spawn area, biding his time and waiting for a push to come in. And if there would be one from Secret towards A, he'll wrap around. If they still manage to go towards B, of course he'll be there, waiting for you.
Ah, will he always be there?
No, I wouldn't say. I think at the end of the round he'll probably be reset to the CT spawn, as we do see Synapse once more in the opening frag on towards the Lion. He won't be tagged at all. Prison, he will get a double kill. Bomb will be dropped, 40 seconds left, and now a 1v3 remaining. The first frag misses the first off shot, and there indeed, Bondik already in the flank, and 9-5. Still 9 rounds for Secret on the T side, pretty decent.
Oh, absolutely, but it is starting to look a bit chaotic now, I should say, on the WINSTRIKE side, or on the Team Secret side, especially that last round, the way that was played out. I think kind of in part thanks to Nickelback's very strong hold there on that A short position. And we can see that once again flashed off, he just holds down his left mouse button, controls his spray to the best of his ability. And then in the end, well, with the double kills, really, Team Secret didn't stand much of a chance anymore. Would have loved to really see Synopsy clutch it out, but the moment he missed that first AWP shot, all chances were kind of lost.
They want to go aggressive once more, but usually it's Synopsy going for that aggression. He will be low, but SMF has already fallen. So far, Secret the stronger team, but will they be able to close it out with double digits? It doesn't seem as likely as Lackey has the frag on towards Redafaction, and Akaz holds the angle as well, the player is swooping from left to right, and eventually will get a slight tag on towards Anarchast. Here we have Bondik. He's waiting. He gets one frag, he gets another, and it's only Percy alive. And where is he? Oh, currently towards A short. Trying to drop down, goes down to Nickelback as he heard the player move by, and 9-6. At least some damage control being done by the WINSTRIKE members. But they now really need to win yet another pistol, as of course they won the pistol on this map, but then it became a force fest and Secret came out on top because the T-side economy is easier to buy, the weapons are cheaper.
Absolutely true, and I also would remark on Team Secret's nice track record so far on the T side, and on Overpass they even decided to start on the T side. So I think they're definitely feeling that, well, T side today. We'll have to see now what they actually make of it. Also here, I do wonder, like, wouldn't you expect Synopsy to immediately call that there's someone right there? And I would have expected Anarchist to maybe fall back or something in that ballpark.
Well, maybe just didn't notice in time. And of course, Anarchist maybe already having a focus on something else. Sometimes there's so much information being called that you don't really hear it anymore. You've had it most likely in your own pugs or competitive matches where people are just screaming.
True,
He's mid, and then you just block out every mid he says, and you're thinking, where is he?
Yeah, no, I do actually. I'm getting flashbacks to team members yelling at me like, "Why? But I called that. Why didn't you do anything with that information?" And then I'm like, "Oh, you called that?
You didn't call it. You screamed it, most likely." And screaming usually being ignored, because even as a parent, you should not punish bad behavior. You should ignore it, because then the fun is out of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
This is I didn't expect to hear parenting today, but I'll be sure to remember that. Oh, Synopsy double tapping all the way, and then Anarchist following up with some double tapping of his own. No, not quite, because the double peak or the double fire put down by Bondik along with his teammate is solid enough. Should definitely land them a bomb plant now, as we see Percy here looking ahead. Bomb is planted.
Oh, there will be two players hit towards CT, and they managed to clear it out as, well, WINSTRIKE at least wanted to go for the aggression somewhere, try to get some frags of their own. Yet the big thing was, I think WINSTRIKE had the idea that Team Secret was pushing towards short with their long members. Because the long members, they just hit. They hit for so long that they might have not really known that the players were still there. And Team Secret started to push the moment WINSTRIKE went in towards CT. And even if they would have had the frags, I think Secret would have been able to cross towards the side before WINSTRIKE was able to do anything about it. Now we do say that double digits to come in from Secret, winning yet another pistol for themselves. And that will, despite his flashbang, be a 3 out of 4 pistol round 1.
Yep, absolutely. And a strong advantage for Team Secret, I'd say, looking towards the future now. But we'll see what they make out of the rest of it. Of course, we see WINSTRIKE forcing a sensible decision, I dare say. But ooh, that's some nasty utility damage to start things off with. Bondik tagged up quite a bit. Synopsy, of course, going for the frags, because what else would he do? Because he is actually getting quite close to that 30 bomb. Closer this time, more chance, because I gotta admit, I can't actually remember if he did reach that 30 bomb in the previous map.
Well, you know what? Just because I like you so much, I'll look it up for you.
You're gonna have a look-see at HLTV. I was considering doing it, but why would I if you can just do that for me?
I'm your secretary.
You're such a darling.
Aww.
But anyway, now 4-round advantage for Team Secret. Anarchus here does go down though, and it is of course to Elian, because who else would be so solid with that scout? And look at him go! Takes out Synopsy as well after the double tap comes in, so to speak. And now we see the bomb also going down. It's a 5v3, and Team Secret already deciding that they won't engage on this anymore.
You can make a guess for the amount of kills had by Synopsy in the previous map. An educated guess.
33.
How much confidence do you put in towards this? I have a great poker face for the people at home.
I know. Well, my initial response was 34, but I've gone down to 33 to make it a bit more realistic.
All right, 29.
No way. Oh, no.
There's
So
just
close.
no telling with my poker face, baby.
So close and yet so far.
Even Lady Gaga sung about it.
So that's who that song was about. I was always wondering, I never did know. But indeed, now I do believe that there's going to be a more solid chance for Synopsy to get that 30 bomb this time around.
Well, they might need to win some more rounds, because he's already on towards 20. As, of course, that will help you. KPR of 2, bring it home, and then you can make it work in the following rounds. But we now have a 10-7 in favor. Still of Secret. And now a force buy to come in from Secret. And 4, some SMGs and a Deagle as well towards Synopsy. But the problem is, he's now gone down, so
no.
I'm not really sure if he can make it work.
Oh, but that is a line, and he is so strong with his, well, not even, also his AWP, but the Scout too, just works like a charm. And that is a very strong player that they have on the side of WINSTRIKE, a player that might even, mean for them that they could win out some rounds that you would say shouldn't be theirs to start with.
Will be a short push to come in. SMF standing by in towards CT. Will try to go for the headshot, but he will be flashed out. Will be a player, however, quite close, and he is able to get one frag. And Anarchus now peeking from short, already takes down one of his own. There will be so much pressure from either side all towards the WINSTRIKE members, meaning that Team Secret will be able to clear things out. 11-7. And this is what they really needed to do.
Yeah, and that's clearly what you like to see. You'll also see WINSTRIKE now going on that. Oh, ooh, I almost wanted to call the eco there, but clearly not. They are just going.
Eco's RJ, come on.
Yeah, what a silly thought, right? But if now, right now, if WINSTRIKE does lose this one out, that's going to be a mean 2 rounds looking ahead. Would mean that they are almost guaranteed to have the that would be an almost guarantee for Team Secret to have the 13 rounds in, because obviously if this doesn't succeed for them, because I would say with the utility that they have in the Deagle on Prison that this is actually a force. Then that is a nasty situation for them. Nickelback here though, he goes for that aggressiveness, but that doesn't always work out. He gets mollied out now, has to go to tunnel, and SMF is coming in, flashes for himself, and now the smoke delays, but this is a little, they're playing a game here. Look at the hold, so strong, SMF, Percy, they're coming in, but now it's suddenly only in line, and if there is a play to clutch, I would say it's Lion, but he has to put the bomb down. And Percy can just wait this out. Indeed, case in point, a Lion going to commit to that bomb plant. Percy can pick up the AWP, makes Anarchus, does make Anarchus happy, actually.
Well, they now have a double AWP,
now they have
so
double,
Red Affection, he's most likely once more towards that B side, or maybe towards mid as well with the AWP, trying to get those long-range battles in their favor. It's always a little bit awkward, because now, usually when you do get a double op setup, you also have your opponents on towards an eco. What do ecos do? Get close, as Anarchus throws in a smoke in towards the back of the head of one of his teammates. It hurts, but it's the truth. As we do see the mollies to come down, there will be a long push to come from all the players of WINSTRIKE. They're standing by. The smoke now comes in, and they'll be running through the smoke with the flashbangs to come from Lackey. One goes out, very good tag already on towards Nickelback, as Simpsy standing by with the Galil picked up by one of his opponents, and that's a very clean round.
That was just clean round by Team Secret. I don't think we have much more to remark on that, really. That was just a very strong hold by Percy and Synopsy. When you were talking about throwing that smoke, I suddenly got flashbacks to having pens thrown at me. Do you remember that one by the producer?
Oh, those were good days.
Yeah, that's long ago by now.
Yeah, but you assaulted almost
yeah.
the producer by throwing a pen at him.
It was return fire. I do admit that. Yep, that was of course for the context that is important. That was return fire. That was not.
Mistakes were made by you, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. I got that one back.
Oh, is this a B rush from WINSTRIKE? Are they really trying to build the momentum? Oh, yes, they will. And Synapse, he's not ready. Lying with the first frag towards Percy and Ericus. In the meantime, takes down one, but Kristen also falling. Still in the lead for Synapse, and it's not good enough to get yet another frag of zone. SMF, however, suddenly in the car because he just came cruising in. It will be a 2-on-2 situation. Bomb still to be planted, with now a Molly at the window. It will at least create some time for Lecky to move in. Smoke as well towards the door. No player actually coming from tunnels. That at least alleviates some pressure on towards the WINSTRIKE side. This smoke at least creates an angle to push through. Lecky still standing by, this time at the car as Enerkes throws in a flash, goes wild! With 2 AWPs, they don't really make it work. It's going to be Lecky with 1 kill in return, leaving only Red Affection alive, and he's also going for the same angle. 5-7 in hand, tries to spray it out, but the time it is running out. As Lecky will peek in, gets the last strike of his own, a triple of his own, and now a 8-13 scoreline. Still 5 rounds in favor of Team Secret, yet they're now running out of money.
It's funny how like the AWP, the double AWPs are not a problem whatsoever against an eco, but the moment that now they do a B rush and then you've got your last 2 players with 2 AWPs in their hands.
Having to retake as well through smokes.
Yeah, no, having to yeah, absolutely, you know, like, and that is, I think, a kind of part of the problem. Still, though, it has to be said, Team Secret are still 5 rounds ahead. And with that, I do believe it's still quite a bit of a challenge for WINSTRIKE to catch up on this. And, well, I suppose maybe they'll be saying, what's up with this?
Ooh.
But Team Secret, they do want to vie for that second map.
Oh, that's awkward.
That's, yeah. Also, I was in the meantime thinking for another rhyme, but I was not finding it.
You were as surprised as Enerkes was that there was a player just standing in the middle of mid.
Yeah, that too. But Lackey, it's once again, you know, Lackey and Align, those two, the 5-letter, so to speak, friends, because that's the similarity between them. They're both really solid, to be honest. I see them popping up quite often, and I do think that when it comes to getting those really insane frags at the start, or at a faction, this could be good. Is he going to spot the rest? He's got a suspicion here. Smoke comes in. Throws a flashback.
He doesn't have any bullets here. He has to reload at this moment in time, but first he's just gone through and he now drops a bomb. He follow up as well. There's a very good transfer as Synapse actually takes down a line for himself. Action will be traded out by Chris and gets another kill. Now a 1v2. As we're biding our time for, of course, Kristen to do something, but there will be smokes exchanged, just friendly, as he will be tagged up slightly by the smoke, hitting his ankle, and maybe even his Achilles heel.
Perhaps. But yeah, you throw smoke, I throw smoke. Right back at you, buddy. But Krisen here, he's quite low. He does have that 1 molly left to work with, so, well, he does have a few options for throwing that. He could make sure that there's no one at the back of the site, but he spots the player, but he's already in such a contentious position because 8 seconds, he's still going to grab the bomb, and he didn't even have time, I think, by the time he tried to get onto the site. So with that, Team Secret now grab their 14th round, and honestly, I'm really starting to worry for WINSTRIKE now. Look at that money situation as well. You can see the concern in my eyes.
Yes.
And this is not good for them because right now, by the looks of it, if they are going to eco this one out, no, they won't. No, I was going to say, of course they won't. That would be a silly thought. Then they would have to be fighting for overtime. And fighting for overtime when you're 7 rounds behind is not really what you like to see.
It's going to be hard for him. Of course, mentally as well, because losing your own mapping is always a blow. Grison gets 1 frag, but the problem is that the line instantly goes down to Red Affection and the SG as well. That's just the instant trade to come in, and it's already such a painful moment for the side of WINSTRIKE, banking on getting something in return, and it just doesn't work out for him. Lackey will, of course, also have that SG once more, but Bondik currently on the Deagle, trying to make something work on the long range with just a clean Juan-Tap. This is Mike will be begin. Very good flashbang, very good drop on towards one player, good damage on towards Chris, and as from tunnel there will be Bondik. Gets 1 now. Wants to fall back a little bit, but look at this. Percy with a frag on towards Grison, and Smith will follow up on towards Bondik. Only Nick go back alive. He's standing in the smoke, but he can't make it work. And it gets to turn around, and that's a 15-8 scoreline. Still in favor of Secret, of course, and now going for their second map win in this best of 3. Best of 5.
A best of 5.
Testing
Oh,
you.
easy there, soldier. But maybe it will become a free map because with the way this is looking right now, I really wouldn't be surprised if Team Secret can make this the, how do I put it, the good old, well, free map 3-0. Because right now with Team Secret, they are playing so strongly, and we are going into their map pick again. You know, we're going to go to Mirage after this. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do win out on Mirage.
Well, they should be able to.
Absolutely, they've got the way better win rate. Dust 2 was actually in WINSTRIKE's favor.
I actually said as well, I put my bets on Final GG that Secret would win this map.
Oh, I put my bets on Team Secret. Maybe
For the entire series.
Imagine that I actually win something for the community. That would be insane.
Oh, you'll lose it tomorrow, no worries.
You know what I said, you know, if I win a big bet, then I'm gonna, that's it, then I'm gonna stop.
But we only have one series for today, so I don't think you can
well,
win.
tomorrow is gonna be all in, you know, like that's the only possible option.
It's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
As we do now see an A execute come down from the WINSTRIKE side. Of course, once more forcing against this map point. It's going to be Anakas with the opening frag on towards the line. It's the first frag to come in. Utility to be thrown out to at least counter a possible push from the flank. Look at this. Percy peeks it. He gets a triple of his own. Just reloads, and then Bonlik is in lower tunnel saying, okay, guys, what happened? Oh wait, we lost the map because on 10 HP, in 1v4, not so likely. Maybe just a little bit of a star player, as it will be SMF with one tap on towards his head. And his 16-8 scoreline, it's getting more and more painful for the WINSTRIKE members.
Yeah, and you can also see the WINSTRIKE members just immediately going away. And indeed, 16-8. The last map was 16-10. The next map will be 16-6. That would be very consistent, but let's not run ahead of things now. Let's circle back on this. Right now, whilst we did see some really strong performances from some WINSTRIKE members, you know, Align, he really showed up at times. He got some insane, not only AWP, but also scout shots.